sometimes I feel really weird about this whole thing. Like, I have to talk about the occult again. You know, the occult is a very mean sort of organization, if you ask me. They're just very mean. They're very jealous. They're very possessive. They're very greedy. And they are generally usually angry or depressed, and both at the same time. And, you know, men will usually do the violent stuff. The women are just behind the scenes just being angry and leftists and, like, you know. Who would that be? I mean, fill in the blank. I mean, you tell me. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about somebody, but God didn't give that name to me, so you can fill in the blank, because I'm asking you. Because I'm only trying to help you. I am only your person to help you. I am your avuncular. Avuncular. You. I don't know. Spell the rest of it yourself. No, I think I could spell it. Oh, gosh. Avuncular is not an American term, but AVUNCULAR. Avuncular? Did I spell it incorrectly? Oh, I started to think that I might have spelled something incorrectly, because I never really did well in spelling bees. Okay, so 2 or 3 days ago I must have posted something about the occult and how I didn't want to have anything more to do with it, since my experiences with it probably over 30 years ago. And then the other morning I got up and there's this weird... No, I mean, I know people will make fun of me. And that's fine. You can make fun of me all you want, but you don't know what I experience. And so I sat down to play my usual puzzly words game as Portia Maroney, you know, Portia Maroney, right? Because Game Room is defunct, so now I'm Portia Maroney on my phone, and that's the way it's going to stay, I suppose. And this little weird Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader toy starts freaking the crap out of me, and my cat jumps off the chair. She thinks I activated it. No, I guess it's just a dying battery, supposedly, just like Chucky, you know, just like Child's Play. Oh, you know, I don't know, is that the best that the devil can give us? Because I've had weird dreams throughout my life. I remember one dream in particular. It was a few years ago. It might have been 4 or 5 years ago. I was in some sort of natural outdoor stadium, and Hillary Clinton was there, and all of a sudden there was some sort of big explosion. Walter Matthau was looking at me very seriously as he was driving a taxi cab away. He was warning me, don't allow... And Hillary Clinton was squeezing my hand really hard. I'm like, do I really know you? I'm like, I don't know. It's like Walter Matthau. I guess he was Jewish. As Christians, we kind of want the Jewish people to be saved because Jesus himself was Jewish, but most Jewish people seem to reject the gospel, and that's a conundrum for me as a Christian. So, I know I encounter occultish people periodically on my word games, which is puzzly words. Really, that's the only game I play, and they're just like really vicious and mean, just like they just out of the blue they just unlock words or letters, or no, I'm sorry, unlock letters, and they're just nasty, vicious human beings, and I don't really think they're human if they could do that to you. I've always really tried to be nice to people. Sometimes, you know, recently I might have given myself a few extra minutes or seconds to just, you know, reformulate my thinking so I could post the best words. But I never thought that I was Albert Einstein of words. I mean, no, seriously not. I mean, I know a few people that seem to, like, come up with these words. It's like, whoever read these words? Well, I guess if you actually read books, I suppose you might know some words, but I just have my stock words. I have not read things recently. I just got depressed reading. I lost interest somehow. One way or another, in one way, shape, or form, I just lost interest in reading books when they became so dark and dreary. My favorite books, I'm not gonna lie, are Jane Eyre and Gone with the Wind. No, not Great Expectations. Poop on Great Expectations. Give me Jane Eyre and Gone with the Wind. But Harry Potter, no. I don't have anything to do with the occult. And, J.K. Rowling, I think she's doing very well. If she's holding up well, fine. If she's not, I guess she's not going to heaven. I don't know. I'm not responsible for another person's salvation. I actually have begun to realize that in recent days. I have she's a blonde and she's from England. Why would I want to be her friend or be her ally in any respect, way, shape, or form? She's apparently some sort of a pagan person, and she's coming out against things that seem immoral in modern society, which has become universal. Modern society is no longer Western society. It's just modern society. All kinds of weird stuff is happening. Like, for example, I need to unburden my soul, since I'm not part of a Catholic church anymore. Because you cannot trust church people anymore. They're so snobby. I wanted to join a Catholic church a few years ago, and they said, well, it'd be better if you'd stick to your own zip code. And so I went to the church, our local Catholic church, which is just up the road, and you have teenage girls showing up in sweatpants to a church service. I'm like, if you have no more respect for God than to show up in sweatpants, then this is not the church for me. I'm saying God deserves dignity. I'm not saying you always have to wear a dress or a skirt, but please, for the love of everything that's holy, please don't show up in sweatpants, looking like you have some sort of hangover. I am a very... I'm sorry, that's how offended I was, so I never went back to that church. And I don't think I'm wrong, because my parents are a little bit eclectic. They kind of raised me, well, for a few years, not having a religion. All of a sudden, mother gets religion. She has me baptized at like 8 or 9 years old, and it's a little embarrassing. You have to sprinkle water and anoint oil on a person's head, and then a few weeks later you have your first communion. You've always been Catholic, haven't you? But then Mom didn't follow through. She decided to divorce my father, and then all of a sudden it's like I had to go out and find a church. So I went to a church, but it wasn't the best church. There are no good churches out there. As far as I'm concerned, these people are just a bunch of hypocrites. I'm sorry, I'm bitter, but I have not found very nice people who go to Christian churches. I have not found those people. Unless you're part of their zip code, unless they think that you can give them something like, well, if I needed money, you could lend it to me, couldn't ya? And that goes for the rich and the poor, actually. Well, anyway, what was I... I don't really think that if you go to a modern church today, you are actually part of a church, you're actually part of the occult. So I would say please don't join a church today, because they're probably all under the sway of Satan. And that is my final word. Goodbye.